So welcome to what is going to be episode 2, because I'm an idiot. So, before I start this video, because I'm just going to be doing post-commentary for the actual game, I'm an idiot, okay? I got my week 1 footage, then I stopped recording, and I took a break. And then I came back, and I recorded like 4 more games, 2 more episodes. We had a big game against LSU. We had some close games against, like, Kentucky. I think we went to overtime against Kentucky. And the entire time, my Elgato wasn't working. Now, how did I not notice this for 4 games, you may ask? My screen was basically just locked on my episode 1 footage, if that makes sense. It basically wasn't, and I didn't even check to see if the light on my Elgato was actually on, which it wasn't the entire time. So this entire time, I'm not really looking at my screen paying attention, because I see the recording is still going, and I see there is something on my screen. I'm not really paying attention because I'm obviously playing the game. And essentially 5 weeks of footage is kind of just gone. We are 5-0. We are 13th in the nation. Thank God I at least noticed it before I jump into this game against number 1 Alabama. So that's really the only reason I'm not just restarting again, remaking the build again, except just doing exactly what I did over again, playing Old Dominion week 1 and then just going back. But I just spent like 2 hours of my life just playing games, and and they were so good that, like, I think that if we just go over them, you know, that might do it some justice. So if we can see the schedule, I can kind of just run you guys like through what we did. So this is an overtime win here against Kentucky. You know, we were kind of off to a slow start in the beginning. Keon ended up balling out that game, but he started off really rough. He threw an interception on like the second drive. He got sacked a couple of times. A lot of passes were being broken up. What's his name? Deion Walker was a menace, but you know, Rocket Sanders did fine. Nick Harbor was elite in this game. He showed why he is going to be the best receiver that we're going to ever play with, probably. 9 catches, 193 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Let's see. LSU was a good game. It was a really close game for the most part. We didn't really have to do much. This was definitely a running game. 166, a touchdown, a pick for Keon. But really, it was Rocket Sanders who had a breakout game. 28 carries, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was insane. He went crazy. Receiving wasn't really anything crazy. Nick Harbor, 4 catches, 59 yards, kind of led the team. And we ended up beating LSU. We skipped the game against Akron. And we basically just had this big game against Ole Miss. Again, kind of a slow start, but then ended up balling out. Jackson Dart didn't do anything against us. We had a goal in this game where we basically had to throw a 40-yard pass, win the game, and not throw any interceptions, and we did all 3. 341, 3 touchdowns for Keon, no picks, and then you can, I guess, no, it's right here. You can see the longest pass, 55 yards, but guess who it was to? Nick Harbor. 4 catches, 103 yards, touchdown. Longest catch, obviously, 55 yards. Rushing, Rocket Sanders was fine. And yeah, that basically brings us to where we are now. We have number 1 Alabama. I mean, we basically just played 3 really good teams, and then Akron. And then Kentucky's ranked as well. So, I mean, our entire schedule, Ole Miss was ranked when we played them. They were number 20 ranked. So I guess they've fallen out of the top 25 now. And next week we have number 9 Oklahoma. And then A&M, Mizzou, and we end the season with Clemson. It's going to be a crazy season for us. But it looks like we're on a good pace to make the college football playoffs. I'm not going to restart the series. Again, it was only 4 games. At least it wasn't anything crazy. I mean, you guys are going to miss the Kentucky footage, which was really cool. But other than that, like the LSU game, again, that was really more of a Rocket Sanders game. The only reason that it would have made the video is because it's LSU. Ole Miss is fine. It was a blowout. They were a ranked team, but like Ole Miss is also just okay. And then we're here against Bama. So at least you guys didn't miss that. So I did already do the weekly agenda in practice. Sadly, you're not going to have that footage, but I'm going to hop into the game, and I'll see you guys with post-commentary. Alright, so starting off on first down here, we're pretty nervous. This is a big game against Alabama, but we're just going to start off with a run here to Rocket Sanders. He's only going to pick up a couple of yards. Next play, 3rd and 8. We're going to go with slants here, and we're going to look right over the middle to get our big tight end Simon, and he's going to pick up a pretty big chunk of yards as well. 3rd and 7 again, as Alabama's playing great defense. We're looking for this slant on the left side again, and he is wide open with so much space over the middle. He's going to pick up a huge chunk of yards. Next play, 2nd and 9. Keon, he was looking for the pass, but there really wasn't a lot going, so he runs straight up the middle, and he's going to pick up a huge chunk of yards after a nice juke to get the linebacker out of the way, and he's going to make it all the way up to the 1-yard line. A couple plays later, Keon's going to scramble again, and he's going to look for the end zone, and he's going to get right in there with his legs. Great first drive for Keon, pretty much all on the ground too, with a couple of big passes. Next drive here, we're going to start off with a jet pass to Huggins-Bruce here, and he's going to pick up a pretty nice chunk of yards, and you guys can see he's really, really good when he catches these jet passes. That's what he's honestly best at. We don't throw the ball to him much. Next play here, it's just going to be a run to Rocket Sanders, and he's going to pick up a pretty nice chunk of yards, which honestly in this game he did not do much of, so you probably won't see much of him, but nice chunk of 8 there. That drive didn't end well though, so we end up getting a field goal. So next drive here, 3rd and 6, we're scrambling and getting the first down with Keon. Next play here, 2nd and 12 on that same drive, and we're going to try and scramble here to pick up this first down. And Keon's going to roll right out to that right side, but ends up getting right up to that first down marker, but not really there. Now in these next 2 tries, I really just want to show you guys how amazing this Alabama defense was against us. I mean, on this first play, forced to roll out and try and make something happen, but it was a bad play, almost intercepted there. And then the next one, I mean, it was pretty much the same thing. I didn't even get to roll out this time. I was trying to look for a play over the middle, and I ended up just getting hit while trying to throw the ball. And I mean, Alabama's really pressuring us today. But next drive here, 1st down, we're just going to look for a screen out to Rocket Sanders, and let's see if he can pick up this first down. He had some getting a pretty good amount of space, but he only gets about 9 yards there, which is pretty solid still. Next play here on 2nd and 1. We're going to try and look for a deep pass here. I see there's 2 safeties over the top, so it's probably not the right read. And we end up rolling out, trying to make something happen, but end up having to just throw it away. And on 3rd and 1, we are coming back here, and we see this little drag route underneath, and that's what I'm looking to hit. And he is wide open. We are going to get that first down, which is pretty good. Next play here, 2nd and 10. I'm audibling deep to see if I could look for Nick Harbor on that outside, and we're going to bomb it to him, and he's not going to be able to come down with it, sadly. He did get the step at the end, but it was just a little bit too far. 3rd and 10 here, we're going to be looking for this out route, and it would have actually converted if it was a better throw, but just good defense in general as well, and that's going to get into that drive. And after these last couple of plays and drives, we've just learned, let's just take what the defense gives us. So we're going to hit Nick Harbor on this 8-yard out route. And then next play, we're going to hit this little RPO slant here. And I really like the throw that Keon made. It was kind of like a sidearm throw, and it looked really cool in the game. Next play here, we have another RPO play. It's going to be a bubble screen here out to Huggins-Bruce. And he's going to pick up a huge chunk of yards with this. About 15, maybe almost 20 yards, honestly. Next play here, it's going to be a Rocket Sanders run on 3rd and 2. And we're going to try and pick up this first down. And obviously, all reliable. He gets it done. Nice job. Next play here, we're going to go with the QB power, like a fake jet sweep, and we're going to pick up a pretty nice chunk of yards. We're going to break a tackle here with Keon on a juke and get right up to the goal line so that Rocket Sanders can come in and finish this drive off with a touchdown. And coach actually wanted us to go for 2 here, and sadly we couldn't convert it. Alright, and Bama's actually going to turn the ball over here, so it's still 19-7, we have a chance to convert again. Keon's going to make a huge run all the way up to the 1-yard line here, barely missing the end zone, but that means that on the next play, he can call his own number, call his QB draw here, which really wasn't designed, but we're going to run straight up the middle, and Keon's going to run straight into the end zone. So Bama finally responds, making it 26-14, and on 1st down here, 2nd down here, we're going to get sacked, sadly losing a bunch of yards, and then coach is going to force us to call a halfback screen here. Rocket Sanders gets no blocks, and we are losing all of this momentum right back to where we started. After back-to-back terrible drives, Bama scores twice, so we got to get something going here. Now on 2nd down, we are going to look over the middle, but we're going to kind of roll out here first, and we're going to make a great cross-body throw and actually pick up the first down. Next play here, our tight end is the first read here on this wheel route, and I see him. He's getting really, really open. We're going to give it to him. He's going to run so fast, and he's going to actually score the touchdown on this play. I never thought he could do it, but he did it. And then coach is going to call for the 2-point conversion. We're going to hit Huggins-Bruce with this jet sweep, and he's actually going to pick it up. I told you, he's amazing at this. He's a dog, man. But somehow Bama responds, making it 34-35. And we need a touchdown here because I don't think we can get a field goal. So we're going to be looking over the top for Nick Harbor, and on the first throw, he's not going to get it. 2nd and 10 here though. I see Nick Harbor deep. He's got a step. He's beat his man, and he's going to go all the way, and he gets out of bounds. He makes the catch. What a throw, and that's all we need. We only needed the field goal, so we're going to call a timeout here, and that's going to be the game. We're going to pick up the field goal, and we're going to win this. It was what an incredible finish, man. What an incredible finish. Bama's always going to be a challenge, but the fact that we beat the number 1 team in the nation is incredible. Alright, and after that thriller win against Alabama, I mean, man, that was a crazy game. We do have a text from our academic advisor, and we got straight A's on our midterms. So, we got to go check our GPA, see how it changed. It probably got a pretty big boost, honestly, with straight A's. And we were able to get fan favorite from that, because we've been doing really well in school, and I guess fans like us for that. But we are now ranked number 9 in the country. We have number 16 Oklahoma this week. We're going to see if we can keep continuing our win streak. But that's going to be in the next episode. I decided to just make this episode 1 game. Usually we're going to do 2. But because Alabama was such a big game, we're just going to make it its own thing. And then next week we'll play Oklahoma. And then we'll probably play another game after that. And then we'll just keep going from there. But that's going to be it. That's going to be it from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to leave a like and sub if y'all messing with the content. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.